Hi everyone, it's Sophia here and welcome back to the Friendly Vet channel, and today we are going to be talking about dog training. So this doesn't necessarily usually fall under the remit of a vet. You may or may not have been to a vet for behavioural or training advice before, and you may or may not have got some useful information. Just to let you know that we don't learn about this at uni, and I only know about this because my own dog has mental problems. Can I say that? I don't know if they learn about it in uni these days, but 7 years ago or whatever it was, we didn't learn about it whatsoever. So if you need behavioural advice, I'm just going to say at the start of the video, maybe don't go to your vet unless it is to get a referral to a veterinary behaviourist. If you're looking for advice on your dog's training and behaviour, then I would recommend looking for a trainer that is positive only or force free. Not everyone agrees with this. I'll go into more detail in another video about that. But basically the premise of force-free training is that you can achieve anything really that you need to achieve with a companion animal in terms of training using only positive reinforcement methods, so rewarding good behaviour and ignoring or redirecting bad behaviour. You don't actually need to use any punishments, whether that's physical or whether that's verbal, intimidating the dog by shouting at them or scaring them by making a loud noise or anything like that. It's 100% unnecessary when it comes to an average pet dog. So once we've got that out of the way, basically when it comes to training your dog, there's just 5 things that I would recommend you sort of keep in mind as a guideline to help you to achieve your goals with your dog. You may still need to work with a trainer or with a behaviourist, or you may still need medication for your dog, so it's not one size fits all, and it depends how bad your dog's problems are and what problems, behaviours they have, whether it's something that's dangerous or whether it's something that's just annoying. It depends on, you know, the level of intervention that you need. So the first thing that I would recommend when it comes to training your dog's problem behaviours is to create practice scenarios. So it's not really any good to wait until the trigger goes off. For example, if the problem behaviour is that someone keeps ringing the doorbell and your dog goes crazy, then there's no good waiting until the parcel comes to the door and then all of a sudden trying to do something with your dog in that situation, because first of all you need to go to the door, you probably haven't got your treats on you or anything like that, and you and your dog might not even be in the same room, you're not ready. So that's not really going to be an effective training strategy. So in order to get around that, you want to create fake scenarios based on what your dog needs to work on. So whether you just record the sound of the doorbell and play it, or whether you get somebody, a friend or family member, to go to the door and then you can work on with your dog specifically at that time when you're both focused and you're ready to train. My second tip for training in problem behaviours is to break things down into steps for your dog. So if you take the previous scenario and just carry on with that, if your dog reacts to the doorbell being rung by barking, there's not necessarily going to be a benefit to just going straight to that. If you just get somebody to go and ring the doorbell, and that's already sending your dog over the edge, and you've lost the training opportunity because they're no longer got the capacity to pay attention to you because they're freaking out. So you need to break it down further into steps. So for example, if they start pricking their ears up when they hear somebody walking along the path next to your house, not even come through the gate or anything like that, then that's where you need to start, and then get your dog to relax during that scenario, and then, you know, go to the next stage, which would be somebody opening the gate. Next stage, somebody walking up the drive. Next stage, somebody actually knocking on the bell. So you definitely want to break it down and make sure that your dog is about 99% confident with dealing with the scenario at those lower intensity levels before you move up to the next one. And there's no harm in, if you need to go down a step, depending how your dog's responding, then that's no problem at all. You need to just take things really at your dog's pace and let them tell you when they're ready to move up to the next stage. So number 3 would be desensitizing your dog to any triggers that they've got. So there's kind of two kind of ways of looking at things, two sort of pathways that you can follow in your dog's brain. So there's either focusing on your dog's behaviour, so rewarding good behaviour and ignoring bad behaviour, and there's also making your dog more comfortable with something that they're scared of. So it may be that you need to work with a behaviourist or something like that to even let you know whether your dog's actually scared of something, or whether they're excited, or whether they're guarding you, something like that, because the behaviour can be pretty similar. If they're just kind of barking, even growling, showing the teeth, that can also be signs of being scared. It can also be signs of being excited. It can also be signs of being seriously aggressive and wanting to attack something. So sometimes you might get that wrong. I did get that wrong with my own dog for a long time. I thought he was scared of people out on a walk, and that's why he was barking at them, but he wasn't scared of them. He was actually excited, and he was barking at them because he wanted to get their attention. And I was training him completely wrong for that reason for more than a year, and it wasn't working, and I was getting really disheartened until it finally clicked that actually he's not scared. So I didn't need to train like that. So when your dog's scared of something, you want to expose them to it in small doses and let them kind of lead the pace. So for example, if your dog is scared of the nail clippers, then you want to take it really slow by, for example, just getting the nail clippers out and putting them on the side and not doing anything with them, and letting your dog look at them, and then having treats around so that they associate the clippers with treats, and then slowly bringing it closer to them. Whereas if your dog's not scared of getting their nails trimmed, but they're just having a problem behaviour, like moving their leg violently when you do it, then you would want to hold their leg and clip the nail, and then reward them when they're holding their foot still, so rewarding them for good behaviour rather than taking it really, really slow like they're scared of it. When it comes to desensitization as well, the main one that we talk about is fireworks. So that's obviously quite a common problem. If your dog's scared of fireworks or other noises, then what you can do is start off by just playing them really, really quietly throughout the year. Don't wait until like October to start doing this. Just start doing it, March. Just play it really, really quiet, and then make sure your dog has positive associations with that. So while you're playing that noise, then do something that your dog enjoys, such as playing with a food toy, or playing fetch, or something like that. And the fourth thing that I would recommend is to actually make time in your schedule for training. So you can have all the right techniques, you can have the right diagnosis on what the problem is, you can have all the tools that you need, but if you don't actually put the work in, then nothing's going to change. So if you really want to change a behaviour that your dog's having, and you want to see some progress within a few months, then you probably need to be training at least 3 times a week for about 10 or 15 minutes at a time. If you're not training that often, then your dog's going to forget what they've learned in between sessions, and it's not really going to work. And the final thing that I wanted to mention when it comes to training with problem behaviours is that you really want to repeat again and again and again. So even when your dog has achieved a level where you're really happy with how they're responding to a trigger, don't just say, okay, that's fine, I've fixed it now. Because if you do that, you might find 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, that behaviour might start creeping back in again, because the dogs are going to go to what they're naturally inclined to do. Especially if it's a behaviour that's not motivated by fear or anything like that, such as pulling you on a walk to get to something that they want to sniff. They're always going to want to do that. So you need to keep on with them with the training. Just do like a follow-up session, even if it's a couple of times a month, just to keep on top of that behaviour for your dog. So I hope you learned something new today. I hope that's helpful to you. Like I said, I'm not a trainer. I didn't learn about training when I was studying to be a vet. This is just from my own research, from my own dog, but it's something that I've become really passionate about, and hopefully I'll be able to do some more education on that in the future and maybe get further qualifications in that, but we'll see. So like I said, if you're struggling with behaviour, then consider getting to a referral to a veterinary behaviourist, or just looking for a force-free trainer. But it can be a bit of a minefield out there, so you might have to go through a few trainers before you get somebody that really clicks with you and your style and your dog. As always, if you enjoyed that video, then please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll be back with some more veterinary and animal related content really soon. Thanks for watching, and see you later.